So that brings me to David's reporting today. Earlier this week, he was tipped off about 5 male players from 2 teams taking part in women's college volleyball up in Toronto. His source told him female players have suffered concussions, just like Peyton McNabb. David is here live, but first, take a look at his incredible reporting.
We were tipped off that this female volleyball game that we witnessed earlier featured not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 men pretending to be females. The male players were always on the court. So you had biological female substitutes just sitting on the bench. Excuse me, sir, why are you playing with the woman? Why are you taking away a real woman's spot? Are you a misogynist?
You're not allowed over here.
I'm just
You're
asking
not allowed
questions.
over here.
Who are you, ma'am?
You're not allowed over here.
Why? Hey, don't touch me.
You touched me.
No.
Ran into me.
You ran into me. We got it on camera, ma'am. Hey, coach, why are you playing male players? Coach, why are you playing male players?
I'm not.
Well, they are. They're male. They're biological males. Why are you doing that? What happened to chivalry?
It's not that.
Why are you filming me? You don't have my permission.
We don't need your permission. We're in a
Okay,
public
so then why are you
space.
talking to me then?
Well, you came to us, actually.
You came to me.
No, you
Why are
came to
being
us.
disrespectful then?
Huh?
Why are you being disrespectful?
Well,
Why are
my
you being transphobic, huh?
Why?
No. Answer
Am
my
I being
question.
transphobic? Why?
Shut up.
Why? Oh, wow.
I hope you can go rot in hell, you f***ing wife.
Wow. What happened to love trumps hate?
Okay, so you're disrespectful, David Menzies of Rebel News, but you can also go rot in hell, you white piece of shit. Okay, so you're the disrespectful one. David, thanks again for your great work and thank you for being here. So this is unbelievable. 5 players across, this is college volleyball?
That's right. And Megyn, I just want to say right off the hopper, that little interview clip you had with Peyton McNabb, that's really rattled me. Equal parts the concussion that happened to her thanks to a biological male spiking the ball, but even more so the lack of empathy on the other team of female players laughing at a fellow female getting hurt like that. And it just goes to show you, Megyn, I've said this to all my female friends and colleagues, the worst enemy you have right now in this battle of transanity is young biological females. They are so ignorant and so indoctrinated, they actually will chant, trans women are real women, trans women are real women. They'll get hysterical, they'll cry about it. Meanwhile, if you are, as a female, if you subscribe to that mantra, Megyn, it's kind of like chickens in support of Colonel Saunders, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It is unbelievable.
So when that coach said to you, we're not playing biological men on these teams, he was lying. He's of the trans women are women. That's it. That's the tweet field of thinking.
Indeed, Megyn. And I get it. You're a varsity level college coach. What do you want to do? Like every coach, you want to win by any means necessary, including cheating. And make no mistake, that's what this is. And I'll tell you, Megyn, this is verifying my prediction that I kind of made in jest just a couple of years ago, but it's actually coming true. I think unless we put an end to this madness, in our lifetime, we will see varsity level teams all around the Western world where you'll have the men's team, that will be the men's A team, and then you'll have the men's B team. Those will consist of all the loser males that couldn't make the A team. So the men's B team will be that team that once upon a time was known as the women's team. It's an absolute disgrace.
That's right. You've got 5 players already taking spots that belong to women and endangering the women who have made the teams and have shown up to play in good faith. And at least 2 now have suffered concussions. And as I read your report, David, there's one of the men who caused a concussion as recently as January 22nd is named Franz Lagardis. You report that during a game at Seneca College versus La Cité Collegiate, he attacked the ball with heavy force and hit an opposing player in the head. This guy last year was on the men's team, literally last year. Here he is, and this is his team photo last year. We actually pulled his last year photo, and now here is his picture while he's on the women's team this year. Take a look. Nothing. They don't pose it. They don't post it because they don't want us to know it's a dude.
It's amazing, Megyn, but it's deja vu, isn't it? We covered last year the fiasco that was Ash Davis, real name Tommy, playing on the Fergus women's rugby team. And the year before that, just like this fellow, he was on a male team and voted the hardest hitter on the men's Fergus team. I truly believe we're bending over backwards to cater to mental illness. And we dare not say anything because if you are deemed to make a transphobic comment, well, that's almost as bad as being Islamophobic. Actually, it might even be worse in this day and age. You saw that clip when you were running the video, Megyn, of there were members of the Rainbow Mafia in the stands watching this. I don't know why volleyball is skewing so trans. And I was there with my camera woman, Avery, and that fellow, and I don't know what he is, maybe he's trans, maybe he's pansexual, whatever, he wanted to slug my camera woman, and he was saying something very telling, which was, just because you have a vagina, do you think that's what makes you female? And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much the benchmark.
If you were born with it,
right
sure.
now.
Yeah. Yes. Wait a minute. Is it true, David?
How do you address
that?
And also the subtle racism there, you white piece of S, right? Unbelievable.
Right. What does your whiteness have to do with anything, right? Take a seat. Is it true that almost all of these guys playing in this volleyball league have done nothing about their testosterone? They haven't done any, they just declared themselves female. Not that the testosterone stuff helps, honestly. Like, once you've gone through male puberty, that's it. But they haven't even tried that stuff here.
You know what, Megyn, here's the deal. Even if they have gone through the motions, I don't know what the international volleyball ruling is on this, but I can tell you by precedent, we know from World Rugby, way back in 2020, they were pioneers in stating you cannot play with female rugby players if you're a male. Well, Rugby Canada and Rugby Ontario is ignoring the rules of the international governing body. Why? Well, because of human rights commissions and tribunals. If you think you're a woman, if you think you're a man, if you think you're a lobster, so be it. We have to bend the knee to that. Same with swimming. Nicholas Sapita, the 50-year-old male who identifies as a 13-year-old girl. World Aquatics stated last year, you as a trans individual now have to compete in the other or open category. World Aquatics went bent over backwards to make a new category. And Megyn, as you may know, at the World Swimming Championships last October in Berlin, precisely 0 trans swimmers showed up because and so much for years and years of hearing from that community, accommodate us. We demand accommodation. Okay, you're accommodated. No, it's not good enough. I still want to swim with the real woman. I still want to change with the real little girls and expose my male genitalia to them. I think that's really what's going on. We are catering to perversion, and women's sports, as well as women's shelters, and in Canada, women's penitentiaries are being destroyed.
In America, too.
Sacred female spaces are being eradicated.
That when you caught up with this Nicholas, who now goes by the name of Melody Weishart, we talked about this last week when you were on, swimming against 12 and 13-year-old girls, they're allowing him to do that because he says, I identify as a 13-year-old girl. Well, our astute listeners and viewers, David, pointed out, that's obviously a lie because when you caught up with him, he got into his car and drove away. If he really thought he was a 13-year-old girl, he couldn't drive.
Oh, but Megyn, you're so behind the times, my dear. When he's in the pool, he's a 13-year-old girl, but gender and age, it would seem, is fluid.
Oh, it's so fluid. I see.
Yeah. So, you kind of change your descriptor like normal people would change their socks or underwear. So when he gets into his car, he's back to being a 50-year-old male, I guess. And this is a wonderful example of diversity, equity, and inclusion when really it's garden variety misogyny.
Yeah, that's the irony. Let's just watch a little bit of that clip for those who did not see it.
Finally have a definitive answer to where Nicholas Cepeda changes and showers. It is in the girls' dressing room. I saw it myself with my own eyes. He didn't go into the male dressing room. He didn't go into the family dressing room. Mr. Cepeda, what is your deal? Why are you swimming with 13-year-olds? Why are you breaking world aquatic rules? Why are you a coward? Do you have a record of sexual perversion?
Protect me from these people.
Protect us from what? Where are you going?
Yeah. Like he needs the protection. So two things. Number one, thank you to our viewers, because if you want to email me, I do read the emails. They're Megyn, Megyn, @megynkelly.com. And then secondly, I would love to get your thoughts before I let you go, David, on what were the parents saying at the volleyball matches? Like where were the parents again?
Oh, yeah. As my boss says, if you happen to be, and that's Ezra Levent, the owner of this company, Megyn, if you're out in the woods and you have the misfortune of stumbling into an area where there's bear cubs and mama bear, guess what? You are now in the most dangerous piece of real estate in the entire planet. You're going to get maimed, even if you have no nefarious intentions. Mama bear in Canada is in hibernation mode. Yes, I speak to mothers and fathers for that matter, off the record. But there's two things at play, I think, here. For the most part, they're worried about being canceled. We have woke cancel culture. You have people with public sector union jobs saying, Dave, I'm going to be fired and my union will not go to bat for me on this issue. You have people who own businesses saying, the Rainbow Mafia will dox me and carry out a boycott movement and I'll lose my business. And then on the flip side, Megyn, I think you have some uber woke liberals out there that really do subscribe to trans women are real women, even if their own biological daughters are being violated, whether it's on the volleyball court, the rugby pitch, the swimming pool. But, for the unholy trinity of diversity, equity, and inclusion, this is a good thing. Those parents should be ashamed of themselves if they all took a stand like this. The movie Spartacus, Megyn, remember the Roman centurion is looking for the slave Spartacus, and there's all these runaway slaves, and it says, which one of you is Spartacus? They just want to get Spartacus to bring him back to Rome and crucify him. And there's a pregnant pause, and then one guy steps forward and he says, I'm Spartacus. And then another one steps forward, I'm Spartacus. They're not Spartacus, but all of them came, and the centurions are confounded. They don't know what to do. That's what we need. Either all step forward or pull your daughters from these sports. Can you imagine what a statement that would be if Nicholas Cepeda shows up and he's the only person on the starting blocks? It's a swim race of one, right? If the
there's safety in numbers
volleyball, if the female volleyball is just 3 men against 2 men, make a mockery out of it. Because you know what, Megyn? It already is a mockery.
Yeah, right now these parents are #part of the problem. I stand by what I said last week. Riley Gaines, let's go up there together. I can't swim. I won't be of any help. But you need to register to swim in this league. If you can just identify as a 12-year-old, let's let Riley Gaines. How unfair can we make it? And while we're up there, I'll register for the debate team against all the 12-year-olds. And I'll crush them all. It'll be super fun and super fair. This is the only way we're actually going to expose how ridiculous this. You would think that Melody Weishart would have been enough, but it's not. Now we got 5 guys, one of whom was on the males team 6 months ago, crushing the women, causing concussions. Canadians, find your spines. All right, David, lots of love to you, to Ezra. You guys have your spines, and we appreciate your great work. To be continued.
Well, fantastic, Megyn. I hope you do make it up here one day, just so you can see the insanity firsthand. But one last thing I'll leave you with, and you'll probably have a unique viewpoint of this, being a 100% biological woman yourself. Where in blue hell is the feminist movement? I remember when they used to fight for female sports. I mean, it wasn't until 1966 when women were allowed to compete in the Boston Marathon. They used to jump into the race and get tackled by police. And finally, the feminists did the right thing, and we have a female division in the Boston Marathon and all other marathons. Now, women's sports are being eradicated right before our eyes.
They're on the side of these men.
What is it?
They're on the side of these male posers, the ones who claim they're women, and we all know they're not. David, got to run.
100%.
All the best to you.